Hello, this is Dustin with Home Mender, and today we're talking transitions. We've got a floor that meets a different floor, and we need to dress it up, make it pretty. And it's not gonna cost us $85 to do it. I'm gonna show you how. Let's get to it. So I've got two kinds of transitions here. I've got what's called a T-molding. This is unfinished red oak. I also have this 1/4-inch step transition. When one floor is a little bit taller than the other one, it gets the step transition. When they're flush, it gets the T-bar. Now this side, I got a little bit higher floor, so I'm gonna use the step transition, and it gets cut baseboard to baseboard. Gonna go right on there like that. And then we'll glue that down, and then the shoe gets cut to it. Okay, so you can see I cut the shoe around it. Because the floors are uneven, we're definitely gonna have to stop the shoe at the transition. Transition goes base to base. That was the step transition. This one is the T-bar, and this T-bar needs a little slot so it can fit down inside. It's gonna make it a lot easier to glue down. I'm on a slab, so I'm gonna liquid nail these down. But I'm going to need to cut a 1/2 inch out of this flooring in order to get the T-bar in there. All right, track is clear. Now we can set our T-molding down in the slot. There we go. That's gonna glue down nice after we stain it. All right, now this step is a little different. You see, this one goes where the transition is gonna split or door jam, so the transition is gonna have to be notched to go the full distance to this back board, but also allow for this board. So what we're gonna do is, I've got my full length cut, my longest point, and I'm gonna take the step part and I'm gonna put it down here, right on the edge, and then I'm gonna mark. I'm gonna mark where that's gonna slip in, and it looks like it's only about a 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna notch that little guy out. You almost let me notch out the wrong piece. That would've sucked. So we're gonna notch out this piece here, and this piece is gonna stay. Here's our piece that's gonna be notched out. That part's gonna stay. Just like so. All right, I didn't like that straight cut, so I did a little fancy rounded so it would wrap around this little piece of trim. So we're gonna slip that in now, and you can see it fits up nice to the trim. All right, we're gonna stain these red oak transitions. Now I got classic gray because, well, I thought they had a weathered oak that I wanted to use, but classic gray was the closest that they had. And for whatever reason, they quit, the depot quit selling that Minwax, this one. And yeah, so weathered oak. Now you're supposed to stir a stain, not shake it. So I'm gonna just stir it for a minute here. Now I really want most of the wood to come through here, so I'm going to lay it on really light. I'm gonna put it on and then take it all back off. There we go. It's just giving it like a gray film. I don't want it to be gray. I want it to be woody, like my flooring. Make sure we get our front lip. Just kind of washing the wood with the gray. Let me take off my pencil mark. Washing the wood with the gray stain. Oh, I meant to go look at transitions at the depot to see how much money I saved by doing it myself. But I didn't. Oh, this is looking a nice weathered oak. Now after you stain, you usually want to poly, like a polyurethane afterwards. I like the spray poly because it's easier. and it looks pretty good too. So now we'll let these dry for 24 hours before polying. After they're dry, these have been sitting for about 6 to 8 hours. I'm gonna use this triple thick polyurethane clear semi-gloss to protect them, and it'll give them a shine. We're gonna do 2 light coats, because that way it's gonna stick better than doing 1 fat coat. Now this guy's gonna fit right down inside pretty snug, and there's not a lot of give, so I don't think I'm gonna really have to put weight on this one. But I might tape it down. So we're gonna put it right again on the step part, and this time I'm gonna do a little thinner more often because that big blob was too much and I didn't like it spilling over. Okay, now this guy's just gonna slip right on. Yeah. You know what? I think I still am gonna put some weight on it. And this one really does fit in there nice and snug. And it's a step. I'm just gonna try a bead this time. I just don't know if the bead actually hits everywhere. That's the problem. Maybe I'll do a blob in some areas and a bead everywhere. How's that? Beautiful. So that's it. I hope you learned a little bit about transitions and how to get the most out of your wood floor and not use those cheesy, if you do laminate, don't use the cheesy laminate thresholds. They break, and like when you mop them and they get wet, then the paper starts to swell and it just looks bad. You can get the unfinished oak and stain it yourself and really give it your own feel, your own flair. And that transition looks way better than some store-bought. So for the Home Mender, I'm Dustin. I hope you learned something today, and if you did, don't forget to click subscribe. Thanks for watching.